Hello everyone, this is PK Entertainment and we are back again, and here now we have another video for you. And following the recent cancellation of Batwoman, it was also confirmed that Legends of Tomorrow has also been cancelled as well. Now, the long-running superhero series had just completed its 7th season and was one of the original staples of the expanded Arrowverse of CW shows surrounding the DC superheroes. This consisted of The Flash, Arrow and Supergirl. Now, Legends of Tomorrow began in 2016 in January, centering around a group of misfit heroes and villains travelling through time on several adventures. Now, the first season centred on Rip Hunter, who was a Time Lord wanting to gain vengeance on Vandal Savage for killing his family. But from the second season onwards, the team dynamic changed when Sarah Lance took over as the leader of the team, a former assassin from the League of Shadows. The roster of the team would continually change throughout the series. We would see a whole host of diverse characters, including the likes of the Atom, who was Ray Palmer, Hawkgirl and Carter Hall. We would have Leonard Snart, who was Captain Cold from the Flash series, alongside his partner Mick Rory, who was also known as Heatwave. And we would also have Professor Martin Stein combining together with Jefferson Jax to form the being known as Firestorm. Now, in terms of the cancellation, the reasons were likely similar to what happened with Batwoman, in that it was a result of the CW network being put up for sale alongside Discovery's takeover of Warner Brothers, which is going to signal major changes to multiple series and movies, especially concerning the superhero content. It was also very ominous after the announced renewals of The Flash and Superman and Lois that the lack of mentioning of the Legends of Tomorrow were the early signs that the show would indeed be cancelled. Now, admittedly, it is very sad that fans of the show won't get to see a proper conclusion to the series, and to be honest, I thought it was going to get at least a reduced final 8th season because the CW normally rewards long-running shows. And we've seen this over the years with the likes of Arrow, Smallville, Supernatural and Flash. Now, whilst the Legends of Tomorrow had never enjoyed the high ratings of the likes of The Flash, Arrow and Supergirl, it did have a consistent following that it managed to maintain steadily throughout its entire run. And to be honest, I think it's actually exceeded expectations by getting to 7 seasons. Now, in terms of the series itself, it was very much a mixture of action and comedy and superhero adventure. The first season was probably the most serious in terms of tone, focusing very much on Rip Hunter wanting to gain vengeance on Vandal Savage. But to be honest, it was probably a bit of a mixed bag in terms of the overall quality. Now, the series really hit its stride and its peak in many ways in the second season and mostly the third season as well, where it was able to strike the balance of spectacle and humour, building a very strong team dynamic and camaraderie between its cast of characters. Another major reason was the very good decision of making Sarah Lance the team captain. Sarah Lance, who was already established as White Canary within the Arrow series, would very much go on to become not only one of the best characters within Legends of Tomorrow, but also one of the strongest characters within the entire Arrowverse. And the character was a very awesome portrayal by actress Katie Leitz. Brandon Routh, who previously played Superman, of course, in Superman Returns, was also a popular addition as the scientist Ray Palmer. And Dominic Purcell was also a very well-liked character in terms of Mick as well. Now, it was really the tail end of season 3 and onwards after that the show had a very much of a sharp turn, far more into comedy, and really adopted a more bonkers, wacky style of storytelling and really descended overall into self-parody. The show very much became more of a comedy sketch rather than a serialised superhero story. We lost a lot of the original crew members as the season progressed and replaced them with characters who didn't really have superpowers, and I think the lack of substantial storylines really hurt the show in the long run. Now, the show did retain its fun, breezy tone, but as a result of this, really robbed itself of any particular high stakes or jeopardy, and I do feel overall that we ended up having too many characters on the whole team. And it was this major lack of direction and focus that caused me to drop off the show after its 5th season, as I didn't feel it was really going anywhere, and it didn't really feel as important in the overall Arrowverse as the other shows. So following this cancellation, this surely means now the beginning of the end of the Arrowverse, which has consisted itself as probably the most successful shared universe after the MCU, being able to successfully juggle standalone superhero stories and then mix them in massive crossover events. Following the cancellation of Legends and Batwoman, we now currently stand with The Flash, which is going to get a 9th season. Superman and Lois has been renewed for a 3rd season, and Stargirl's 3rd season will begin later on this year. Naomi is currently going for its 1st season, but I would be very surprised if that manages to get renewed for a 2nd year as well. There has been some speculation that some of the characters from Legends of Tomorrow may make certain cameos within the other series, but I'm not so sure about that. I think we're going to see a major shake-up, as I mentioned before, in terms of these shows, and sadly I think this will result in the whole cancellation eventually of the Arrowverse shows as we've come to know it for so many years. But despite this, I think Legends of Tomorrow does deserve much credit and recognition. Despite featuring the lesser known characters within the DC universe, it managed to have a very successful one, as I mentioned before, probably exceeding expectations, lasting overall for 7 seasons and 110 episodes. And despite falling off the show after its 5th season, I can acknowledge that it was probably very disappointing and a bit sad that it didn't provide a final conclusion for the fans of the show to really enjoy, as they have been invested for these characters for so many years now. So here's my overall thoughts and quick feelings on the fact that Legends of Tomorrow has finally been cancelled and brought to an end after 7 seasons and 110 episodes. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you think this is resulting now in the full end of the Arrowverse as we've come to know it for so many years? Do you think that certain characters from Legends of Tomorrow will make certain appearances in other CW shows? Or do you think the whole enterprise should be brought to an end now, as we will likely see far more focus on the HBO Max streaming platform with the continued likes of Superman and Lois and the upcoming Gotham Knights series as well? Let me know what you think in the comments, whether you enjoyed Legends of Tomorrow and which season did you think was the best overall within the entire series. Please also like and hit those subscription and notification buttons so I can provide you with more high quality content like this in the future. But that's it for now. Take care of yourselves, stay safe distances, and I will see you very, very soon.